Welcome to the Two Mites podcast, the trillest pod that has ever been casted. My name is Byron Rito, and welcome to episode 1 of the Two Mites podcast. Listen, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening to wherever you get your podcast from. Thank you for tuning in. I am so excited for this channel, for this podcast. I mean, listen, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to have a channel. I've always wanted to have a radio talk show type situation. Always wanted to do something like that. And I'm glad that it's happening now. It is happening. We are doing it. It is happening. And it's going to be great. This is episode 1 of the Two Mites podcast. And for the next few episodes, I'm hoping to get to know you guys as you guys get a chance to know me. I thought about in the first episode just to hit you with a bunch of information and to smack you in the face with a whole lot of facts and different stuff, but that we're not going to do that. For this first one, we're going to talk about Two Mites. We're going to talk about what it means to me and what I believe this channel is going to do, what I believe God is going to do in and through me. And so listen, DM, Facebook, email, text message if you got my number. If you don't got it, I'll give it to you. Listen, subscribe to this channel, share this podcast with whoever you know. Go ahead and let them know that this is something that you are going to be a part of. You are on the journey for Two Mites, and it's going to be a great time. Like I said, my name is Byron Rito. A little bit of background on myself. Let me see. Let's just break it down real quick. Born and raised in Houston, Texas. 27 years old. I am a Christian. I am married. I'm about to be a baby daddy. What? In February. I currently live in Detroit, Michigan. I work for a church called One Oak Church, and we're going to break down Two Mites today. We're going to break down what that means, what this channel will look like, and it's going to be a great time. So, Two Mites. Man, growing up, if you grew up in church or if you read your Bible at any point in time, like me, you read the Bible, and there's certain things that you'll get out of it, that you'll read from it, and that it doesn't really jump out to you until you get a little older. It's when you get older, you start to realize that the same story that you read then is completely different now. And there's a certain story in the Bible, and I want to read it to you guys today. It's in Luke. And this story was a story that, it's funny, it's literally 4 verses, but for myself and for my wife, this is something that we have continued to grow in, and the story has impacted our lives. And I'm actually going to read, let's see, Luke 27. Let's see. Matthew, Mark, Luke. Yeah. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, and Romans. Come on. Listen, don't act like you guys just be knowing where your chapters are, where your stuff is. Sometimes you kind of got to go through and you got to speak it out like that. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Let's see where we at. This is what the Message version says. Just then he looked up and saw the rich dropping off offerings in the collection plate. So this is Jesus. Jesus is looking out and watching these rich guys go in and put in their offering. Now, if you guys go to church, or if you guys have been to church, you will see that people will go and drop off different tithes and offering is what they call it. Tithe is different than an offering, but an offering is a little bit over and beyond. It's something where you're saying, listen, I'm going to give a little bit extra or whatever that might be. Offering doesn't necessarily have to be money. It can be your time, your talent, or your treasure. Come on, 3 T's. But in this particular case, they're giving money. Then he saw a poor widow put in 2 pennies, or the New King James Version says 2 mites. He said, the plain truth is that this widow has given by far the largest offering today. All these others made offerings that they'll never miss. She gave extravagantly what she couldn't afford. She gave her all. Man, good night. Go to sleep. I'm ready to go. I'm done. I'm a wreck. It's too much for me to handle. Jesus is sitting, watching these people give out money. So just imagine you got the richest of dudes at the time. For the people listening, I just took a little sip of some drink. And Jesus is watching these people. And all of a sudden, he starts to see this widow putting in money into this bucket. And Out of all the people that were there today, there's these rich guys, there's not so rich people, there's all these different people, and they're giving out stuff, and they're putting money in the collection plate, which I'm sure is great. But then this widow walks up, and I can just imagine an old little frail lady walking up and reaches into her pocket and realizes the only thing that she has is 2 pennies. The only thing that she has is 2 mites. And she goes and she's shaking and she got it in her hand and she drops it into the bucket. Now, I'm sure that the Jeff Bezos and the rich people that are there that are listening and that are watching what's happening, I'm sure they're probably like, what is this old rusty, crippled old woman doing? 2 pennies? Okay, ma'am. Did you not just see? I just dropped a gold bar. I just dropped a gold bar in the bucket. You can't touch the gold bar. Okay? But then Jesus goes and recognizes this woman and sees her and turns to his disciples and says, listen, this woman gave way more than anybody else up in this joint. Not because of the amount, but because she gave all that she had. She gave everything. Now, at the time, you got to imagine, you got to understand, there really wasn't much to give to people. There really wasn't much to give to a church. There really wasn't much to give. At the time, it was really all money for the most part. There wasn't like a worship team. There wasn't a parking lot team. There wasn't these people that were out there serving the church. There wasn't a bunch of homeless ministries. There wasn't a lot going on. You was out there, had your own job. You went to the temple, and there wasn't much that was happening. So Jesus is recognizing that this woman wanted to do a little bit more, a little bit extra. Instead of just giving a little bit, she gave everything that she had. She didn't just give 100%. She gave 110%. Check it. Listen. Watch it. She gave 110% of what she had. And Jesus recognized this woman and says, listen, this woman, we need to follow suit. This woman right here, we need to go back and check it again. We need to give 110% in everything that we can and everything that we do. And so for anybody that's watching or listening right now, maybe you're not saved. Maybe you're not a Christian, and maybe you're just like, all right, bro, that's real cool and all of that, but I don't go to church. I don't do whatever. Okay, cool. Great. That's cool. But what are you not giving 110% in? What are you not going over and beyond it? Maybe it's your job. Maybe you work at an office and you clock in at 9, you clock out at 5, and that's pretty much it. You cool with whatever. You ain't trying to get no promotion. You just skating by. You're hoping for that next stimulus, whatever it is. You just chilling, and you're not giving 110%. I guarantee that the people around you are noticing, and they're looking at you and they're saying, "Wow, what a buster, what a bum." This guy comes in, he gets his money, and he go home. He ain't trying to make no impact. He ain't trying to make no difference in nobody's life. You can do more. You can do extra. You can do a little bit more. What I love is that there's a guy that actually goes to our church, and he's a welder. So it's my guy. I don't want to put his name out there, but he's my guy, and he's single. So ladies, if you're looking for a man that's trying to mingle, just without even knowing his name and his look, just let me know. We can slide it up. He's a welder. And I was asking him one day about his job and how it works and everything like that. And his job, because he's a welder, they don't have any AC units. Now, in Texas, it gets super hot. In Detroit, it's been getting pretty hot this summer. And I'm like, bro, I'm sure that while you're up in that warehouse, it is blazing hot. He said, yeah, I know. I'm like, so what the heck, what do you do? He said, man, listen, I focus on my work. I just deep dive into my work. I don't worry about the heat. I don't worry about what people are saying around me because people are out there passing out. It's so hot in this warehouse. I'm just going in and I'm going to do everything I can do to make a difference so that my bosses can notice, so that the people around me can notice. And I'm just going to give 110% every single day until God has something different for me. Man, when I tell you, my guy, God has more in store for you because of the posture of your heart. Because you are giving 110% in something that you don't even want to do, I guarantee, I know it for a fact, God has something even more planned for you on the other side. What is it? What is it in your life that you're not giving your 2 mites in? Is it your marriage? Come on, somebody. Is it your workplace? Is it school? Is it the classroom? Are you a teacher and you don't really care about the kids around you? And you're like, man, listen, I'm just here to get that check. What is it that you are sucking the life of people out of that you're not giving anything back? Listen, if you're not giving 110%, you're just taking. If you're giving 99%, you're just taking. If you're giving 85%, you're just taking. You're not giving anything back in your life. But what I love about this woman is that she reaches into her pocket and said, listen, I want to give everything I have and more to my Savior, Jesus Christ. Now to the Christians that are listening or that are watching right now, what are you not giving 110%? And if you are saved by the blood of the Lamb or by the word of your testimony, if Jesus has done something in your life, you owe it to give him and to give everybody around you 110%. And if you're not, you're sucking the life out of people. If you're not giving 110% in every single thing that you do in your marriage, in your life, in your job, with your family, with your coworkers, with your whoever and whatever you are doing, if you don't give 110%, if you don't give your 2 mites, you're sucking the life out of people. And you're not doing what God wants you to do. Plain and simple. Whatever field he has you in. I know there's one guy, man, he wanted to be a pastor so bad. Growing up, I just remember this dude. He wanted to be a pastor. And he just kept fighting to be a pastor. He kept fighting for wanting to do ministry. He just kept wanting to do it. I want to do ministry, which, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love what I do now, but I didn't really plan on doing that. I didn't wake up one day and was like, man, I want to be a pastor. God allowed this to happen in my life. But for this man, this is what he was searching for. And in a lot of ways, I feel like he was like the guys that were just giving out a whole lot of money. He wasn't giving everything he had. He just was searching and hoping that somebody was noticing him in what he was giving. Man, right here, revelation, that's exactly what the men were doing in this story. They knew that Jesus was watching. So they went in, they grabbed their gold bars, and they were like, Jesus, you see me? Giving you a gold bar. Hey, Jesus, you see me? Giving you something. That's what they were doing. That's what I feel like my man's was doing. He was just hoping that somebody would notice. Do you guys see me serving? Do you guys see me? Instead of just giving 110%. Instead of just giving everything that he had, instead of when you're in your connect group, loving on people, treating them right, going over and beyond. Whenever you're in church, if you're in the parking lot team, man, you are the best parking lot attendee I have ever seen. Rain, snow, sleet, hail. If it is hail, we gonna figure it out for you. We're gonna get you something to kind of cover the head. We're gonna get you a little one of them little situations. It don't matter. Give it 110%. This woman, for this frail old lady, she is something that we can attest to, that we can live up to, that we can try to be even more in our life today. What is it in your life? Is it your marriage, your family, sports, work, classroom, your job, your loved ones, your commitment to God, and everything that you do? You should be given 110%. That's why I wanted to name this channel, this podcast, 2 Mites. Because I've been in situations, I've been in relationships where people were not giving 110%. When I got married, man, I vowed to my wife, and I made her vow to me, that we would never do 50-50. I don't want her to get 50% of me and then me give her 50%. I wanted 110%. I wanted everything and a little bit more. Not just from her, but from me to her too. Because then I realized, listen, if I can serve you in everything and you can serve me in everything, I truly feel like we won't give each other problems. And I feel like at the end of the day, we'll be fighting to figure out how I can love you better, how I can serve you better. And ultimately, that's what I feel like the relationships needs to be, with somebody that you're truly committed to, what your relationship with God needs to be, and what you need to be doing in your life. 110%. That's why I wanted to name this channel 2 Mites. I want to take us all on a journey or an experience on how we can give our 2 mites in everything that we do. Whether you are a Christian or not, whether you go to church or not, whether you have a job right now or not, no matter what stage of life that you are in, or no matter who you call God, no matter what your life looks like currently, how can you give 110% in what you do? I believe that that is the start of living a true and committed life just to this earth. Forget spiritual stuff, man. I believe our earth needs people that are giving 110%. So right here in this moment, what I would love for you guys to do is to subscribe to the channel. Send it out to somebody. Send this link to someone. Let them know that, hey, listen, from here on out, I'm giving my 2 mites. Whatever that means for you. Hey, listen, you know what I love to do? Screenshot if you're watching. post it online and say, man, listen, I'm giving 2 mites. I'm giving my 2 mites. People are going to go crazy. They're going to be like, what? You're giving 2 what? What's a mite? What's a mite? Then we'll start a conversation. Then you'll send them to the word. How amazing will that be? But listen, this is just episode 1. For the episodes to come, we're going to continue to dive into what these 2 mics mean. We're going to dive into what I feel like this channel can become. But thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. I believe that from here on out, God has something big and huge in store for all of us. So thank you again. Subscribe to the channel. Send it out to somebody. Follow on the podcast. Follow me on Instagram at RIDEAUXX. The XX is 2 mites. Listen, y'all ain't even know. The XX is 2 mites. And thank you again for watching today. Love you guys. And we'll see you soon. Peace.